Hello, Facebook. We are live after technical difficulties, but we was going to be great regardless. So let's see how we looking. I wanted us to be a little closer, but I don't think you can get all this goodness unless we do it at an angle. I don't know. You in there though? You in there? Mm-hmm. Okay. You in there?
We just gotta make sure you in there.
Yeah, with a chair in there, so. Hi.
Helpers here. It's not back room right here. You might want to come back here. They need some more napkins.
Okay. All right. So we are setting up. We're getting ready to get started in just a minute. Oh Lord, did I turn the volume down? I don't want y'all not to be able to hear us. All right. Are you in there? Let's scoot you over. Because you got the lean. We don't want you to lean. Yeah, scooch over some. Ain't that much room to scooch. Thank you. All right. Yes. We are live and ready. Okay. All right. Here we are. Hello, Facebook. I'm MiShara Bianca, the Vision Midwife. Happy Thursday to you all, and welcome to this episode of Envision, the show that inspires you and pushes you to birth your vision. Does it seem like we kind of far back? It seems like we far back. Y'all gonna have to give us a minute. We're gonna have to figure out this thing here. Because if we come in closer, what happens?
I think that's better.
Yeah.
I think that's better.
Okay, that's better. All right.
And then you can see.
Yeah. Because I'm like, I feel like, oh, that's a lot better, girl. They can see all this goodness up close and personal. Okay. So, hello, Facebook. Again, it's MiShara Bianca, the Vision Midwife. My guest today is none other than Damekio Gardner. I said that correct? Yes, I did. Damekio backstory is she has wrote her own book, 2011, Street Witness, which is based on her testimony and her experiences. And so today we're going to talk about that. Hey, Rochelle, thank you for joining us. So today we are going to talk about that. We are eating here at 3-in-1 Cafe. So I'm excited. Damekio, what are you eating on, girl? Because that syrup about to drive me up the wall.
Chicken and waffles. Yeah, chicken and waffles.
Ooh, that's a fat girl delight.
And it's so good.
I know thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's stuff, but they'll hurry up. I'm going to go ahead and stick my fork.
It's good.
So, I invited her to come on the show today because I've been following you on Facebook. So let me just say, first of all, congratulations, girl, because where are you? At 105 now? Chapter 105? And you're new, which is, tell the people the name of it.
Institutional Love, Lust, Lies, and Scars.
That right there sound like it right. Just like she said. You literally have hundreds of people, if not hundreds, maybe thousands of people following you for that, right? So we're going to talk about that a little bit later. So let's start from the beginning. Who is Damekio Gardner?
Damekio Gardner. I am a mother of 4, a single mother.
She don't look like she got 4 kids, y'all.
Single mother of 4, beautiful babies, 3 boys and 1 girl. I am a motivational speaker. I am an author. A lot of my fans don't know. I told them I was going to reveal this today, but a lot of my fans, they don't know that I am already an author. They thought I was a new upcoming author, but I'm already an author.
Right.
So I'm from Orlando, Florida. I'm 37. I don't look it.
You look 37. These girls, we the same age.
Yes,
we are. Come on, who are you people? No, okay, yeah.
I'm 37, so I'm just still trying to walk in purpose, and do God's will for my life. That's who I am right now.
Okay, so you said that you're an author. A lot of your fans don't know that you're an author, right? Because again, your first book was written back in 2011.
2011.
So take us through this. So this is her first book, which is her biography about her life. And I want you to take us through the book. So what is this book about?
That book is the autobiography of my life. What inspired me to write the book? I already knew I was going to be a writer at a young age, which I put that in the book. When I was in the 3rd grade, I actually won the best essay.
Wow.
Out of all the Orange County District schools, elementary schools. So I got a chance to meet the president. And I was in, I actually visited the White House. That's when President Bush, he was the president. So, right then and there, I knew I was going to be a writer. So But what inspired me to just walk in my purpose and write an autobiography of my life was, first of all, God led me to do it. I ended up changing my life around in 2011. Hello, y'all. I changed my life around in 2010. I gave my life to God.
Amen.
And I said, well, what do you want me to do? What's your purpose for my life? So he placed that book that I had already was writing, and then I experienced 2005 was it's about the beginning of the book. It's about my one of my child's father. He got murdered while I was there.
Jesus.
So that actually pushed me to write the book. So I actually wrote the book like a Lifetime movie.
Wow.
Yeah,
because you talking it into existence.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So I wrote it almost like one of those Lifetime movies you see where they say, you know how in the beginning they have this girl running. And she'll die, and then they'll say 1 year prior, 1 year before. Right. You know, and that's basically how I wrote the book.
Wow.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's how I wrote it.
So here's the thing, because for most of my viewers, you all know that as the Vision Midwife, my goal is to push people to birth their visions. And so there's a whole acronym and format that we have for that. But I believe, and you already touched on it, that a lot of times the things that we've experienced in life prepare us for our vision.
That's true.
We have to go through those things for us to have a vision, right?
Right.
So in preparation, what were some of the things that you experienced that allowed you to get to this point? So you mentioned the death of your child's father. Take us through what that was like for you. Not the death, just the death, but that whole life, because that was a street life.
That's correct.
So talk to us about the street life. What was that like? When did you get started? What
okay, and I do hit a lot of key points in this book about that. That's why the title of the book is Street Witness.
Right.
When I was maybe 20, maybe 20, 21, I started dealing with men that actually lived the fast life. Okay. You know, so I was one of those girls that was clubbing. I loved to party. I loved to dress. I loved to, I'ma just say, be seen. You know,
okay.
And it seemed like every guy that I dated, you know, they was living that fast life. Okay. So it wasn't until I actually experienced the death of my child's father, and even after that, sometimes we forget what God brought us out of.
Yes, ma'am.
So I think in between that, you know, I really I lost myself completely when he died. Like when I tell you, I literally, because the slandering of my name, like the city of, they slandered my name. It was rumors. Some, I'm not gonna say all, but some I experienced. I experienced, you know, people saying that I set it up. Oh my. And you know, it was crazy. And I feel like to this day I still feel like this, and I just feel like that's part of the reason why I could never date someone that lived here. Right. Because my reputation, I'ma just say, it's almost ruined. Wow. Just because of the lies. Like I remember one incident when I was at the hospital. I was talking to me and this girl, we was friends, and she had actually went to the hospital with me with my I had to take my son to the emergency room, and one of her guy friends was coming to pick her up. So he asked her who she left out. So when she came back in, I was like, hey, I thought you was gone. Right. She was like, the dude who she was with, I guess he must have asked her who she was with. And when he said my name, he don't know anything about me. It was just my name, and from what he said, so he actually completely stopped talking to her. Oh my God. But yeah, I'm talking about, I'm talking about slandered my name bad. Like, and I think that there, it really made, not that particular situation alone, but it drew me to God. Yeah. You know, because sometimes you wanna prove yourself right to the world, but God at the end of the day saying, why are you trying to prove yourself to them? Right. Those people. Right. Those people, they can judge you. That's true. So my mom, I remember one time my mom said, hey, listen, she said, if it was meant for you to know who killed him, she said, you would be gone too. Yeah. And she said, when you know in your heart that you know you ain't have nothing to do with it, and that's what made me move on. So, you know, like I was saying, going back to what really, you know, drew me into, you know, writing this book, and how I, you know, the
Right.
street life. Like I said, when I went through that, sometimes we forget what God took us through
Yes,
and brought
ma'am.
us out
Yes,
of.
ma'am.
And I still involved myself with, because I was so used to that environment.
Yeah, that environment,
And
that
I was
fast
so-
money.
yeah, that fast
Let's be honest,
money.
let's tell it,
Yeah.
because, you know, a lot of people don't understand why people live that life, because it's money.
Exactly.
I mean,
exactly.
I like a pair of red bottoms too.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm just, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, people don't understand that when you aren't grounded in yourself and your focus is materialistic things, you're willing to deal with that kind of
That's
stuff.
right.
You're
That's
willing
right.
to put up and take or deal with whatever risks they may be.
That's
you're
right.
willing to deal with it because
Yes.
it's all a part of it. It comes with it.
Yeah.
Right? And it's exciting.
Exactly.
It's an exciting
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
So I get that.
And the crazy part about it,
Yeah.
the crazy part about that was,
Yes, thank you so much. Yeah.
that do look good. I think I want to order a cabbage. Can I have an order of
Freshly
cabbage?
made.
Thank you. Need some hot sauce? Yeah, hot sauce. Okay, thank you.
So what actually made me want to well, like I said, sometimes we forget what God brought us out of. And when God, I remember God started showing me so much in my dreams of me dying. And it was like a constantly dream. Like I would dream it one week, the next week I'll dream it.
Oh my gosh.
And it was like, I kept saying, wow, God, I didn't even, you know, I knew God, but I wasn't in God. So I was like, no, this a sign. This a sign. So when God removed my my last child's father out of my life, and he went to prison, I did a complete 360. I was like, hey, I tried everything but Christ.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's what made me change my life.
Because here's the thing, you know, sometimes you gotta hit rock bottom,
Yeah.
and you don't realize it's rock bottom because when you live in that life, you think it's the best thing.
Yeah.
You know, talk about that. Talk about what that was like, because on the outside looking in, we see a lot of girls on Facebook who dress nice and they got the final design, they hair stay lit, they got boyfriends that's driving this or doing that. But what was your feelings on the inside? Like, how did you feel about that?
I guess at the time I didn't feel no kind of way about it at first, because you know, that's all, like you said, you're just thinking about the materialistic things of life. But it wasn't until I had kids that opened my eyes, and I'm like, hey, you know, I'm not only living for me, I'm living for them. So it just changed me completely. It just changed me completely all around the board. Like I just knew I was just basically tired of the life. I was tired of it.
So when you got out the life, you're sitting here, you're no longer getting that fast money, your life has changed a little bit. What made you say, I'm going to write a book? And not just write a book, because there's a lot of people out here who've written things down. They have journals and they have all kinds of stuff, but they don't have an actual book, right? So what got you, how did you get from it being just something that you were jotting down to an actual book? What happened?
Okay. Well, like I say, once I gave God my life, I asked him to direct me.
Right, okay.
I said, hey, what it is that you want me to do. And I did write it in a journal.
Right.
And what he did, he placed that journal back in my face. And
Wow.
he said, I need you to birth this book. Because, you know, everything that we go through, it's about us, but it's not for us.
This is true.
It's for someone else.
Right.
He didn't bring you out of that for you. He
And you
brought that
alone.
out- exactly.
Right.
He brung you out of that for, you know, for his glory.
Right.
At the end of the day.
And to share with other people and
Exactly.
let everybody know that he could do the same thing for them.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
So when he I just say, okay, God, if you want me to write this book, if you want me to write this book, you will show me what to do.
Right.
And he started placing, I'm to my wonderful people in my life. I'm to my great people and to edit the book, and it just went from there. It just went. And my cousin, I remember him. He stepping to me. He said, "Cuz, if you really want to write the book," he said, "once you finish and you want to publish that book, I'll pay for everything."
Wow.
And that's how the
Look
book got
at
burned.
what?
Yeah, so he actually invested like over maybe about $4,000 in me. Yeah, so I didn't have to spend a dime.
Okay. Let's not run past that. Because here's the thing that I've learned is that when we have vision, we don't always know how it's going to manifest.
That's right.
You know, we don't know what the provision will be for the vision. But what you just said is you were just obedient with what you were being told to do. And somebody came and said, I'll do this for you.
That's correct.
You know? And so I think it's important for our viewers to see, because here's the truth. A lot of the people that follow you and follow me, they not millionaires, right?
That's true.
And they have these visions that are wrapped up in them, things that they really want to do. But every time they get to a point that they're ready to do that thing, the first thing they're asking is, how am I going to pay for it?
That's true.
How am I going to do it?
That's true.
And so sometimes, not sometimes, all the time, you have to have faith.
That's true.
And you have to step outside of anything you know and just say, I'm going to do it.
That's true.
I don't know how it's going to get done, because again, sometimes the how it's going to get done is not for you to figure out. Hey, Donna, thank you for joining us. The how is not for you to figure out. What you need to do is what you've been instructed to do, and look how everything else unfolds.
That's true.
Right? So with this book, how many copies did you sell? Was it a hit? What happened with that?
Well, when I first wrote the book, I did a book signing here.
Okay.
I sold 25. I sold 2,500 copies.
Wow.
I put 25. Actually, within a week, I sold 2,500 copies.
Okay, nice. Yeah.
And actually, the book is still 5 stars on Amazon.
I know she's telling the truth because I googled it.
Yeah, I'm still 5 stars on Amazon. And you know, when people want to buy the book, I just, you know, tell them it's on Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, and hey, you know.
Okay. So one of the things we said we were going to do is do a book giveaway. Right. So we're going to give away this book at the end of the show to any viewer. The first viewer that comments, I want it, will be the one that we give the book to. So all you have to do is comment, I want it.
I want it.
The very first one, and we'll give it to you. So, hey Christy, hey Donna.
I love you too, Donna.
So now talk to us about what you're doing now. So let me tell y'all, because first of all, most of y'all know who follow me.
I want it is
Christy Joy. All right, friend, you get the book, Christy.
Oh,
I know her personally,
Okay.
so I'll deliver it to you personally. You get this. This is yours. You're gonna put this aside for Christy Joy. I'm gonna make sure that the author signs it, and this is your copy, okay? But most of the people who know me know that I'm a foodie, and so honestly, I got connected with Damekio because you posted this shrimp and corn on Facebook. That's how I got connected, because I was like, this is food. So not only are you an author, but you have food. So talk to us about that.
Okay. Well, I remember when I started the seafood business 3 years ago. You're welcome. When I started the seafood business 3 years ago, I remember I was at work. I was working at this warehouse. And remind you, this was after my book dropped. Maybe 3 years after my book dropped. And I was working at this warehouse through a temp service. And I remember the first day I walked in there. By the time I reached my station where I was working at, it must have been like maybe 10 people come back there. And my name had flooded around the whole warehouse like within minutes. And they was like, what's she doing out here? She wrote a book, like basically saying that I wasn't, oh, what's she doing here? And when I worked there for about a couple of weeks, I knew right then and there, I was like, nah, God wants me to, you know, I gotta have, you know, I gotta have, I know it's something better.
Right.
And I was like, my next check, I'm gonna take that whole check and I'm gonna start doing seafood. And that's what I did. I took $250 and I flipped that and made $600.
Wow.
And I haven't been back on, well, it took me 2 years to even go back on someone's job.
Good. Okay. Okay. All right. Now we have Antonio Bell says, cuz, let me get a copy of that book. So your cousin want a copy of the book. So you do seafood. I see that you do deliveries with the seafood. So you've had that business for about how long?
3 years.
About 3 years.
So this year, actually, I'm looking into, God has elevated me. I'm looking into, I got my credit straight.
Come on for the credit.
Yeah.
Credit will take you places.
Okay. I'm in the process of trying to get a business loan so I can open up my own seafood place now. Yeah.
Okay. Good to know.
This cabbage good, y'all. Oh my God.
This food is good. I'm sorry, y'all. We don't mean to smack. We don't mean to smack, but it's banging over here. This macaroni and cheese and this casserole and so then of course, one thing I like to do is, because again, you mentioned the fact that your book dropped people were talking because they were like, this is not where you should be.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Which means that success has to look different for everyone.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So today, what is your idea of success? What does success look like for you?
Success for me looks like what I'm doing now. I'm gonna do success for me looks like this year me being on several talk shows.
Okay. I'm number one. Am I number one? I'm number one. Thank you for that. Glad I could help with that.
Several talk shows. I'm hoping and praying because of my faith by this year, the end of this year, I would meet Steve Harvey.
Come on.
If not Steve Harvey, Tyler Perry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm planning on doing a book tour this year. I'm
Okay.
planning on hitting 12 different states this year. Actually, I'm in the process of getting that book tour together now.
We're good. Thank you.
Oh, I need a Coke.
A coach. You
Gotta have one. And success to me just look like just walking in purpose. Just
Okay.
doing God's will for my life.
Okay. I like that. I'm gonna tell you why I like that. Because a lot of times we equate success to money and status, right? But you said that for you, success is walking in purpose. So what that means is it doesn't matter where you go, how much money you're making, as long as you continue doing what God called you to do, right?
That's right. That's correct.
So if success for you is based on money, once you reach that goal, then you're done.
That's
right?
right.
You done striving for success.
Right.
Right, which means ultimately you stop living.
That's right.
For you saying that's not the way that works for you.
No,
And I like that.
no.
I like that. I think a lot of people need to realize. I mean, it's okay, to have a certain amount that you want to have in the bank. I mean, who doesn't have a certain amount they want to have in the bank? But that shouldn't mean that you are successful. That money or that thing should not mean that you've reached success, right?
Really?
So, Kat is
I
good.
think y'all made me nervous.
She did say she was nervous and she was shy. So, that's good. So now let's talk about your new book. Because you did mention you're getting ready to do 12. And I want to say this because I don't know if people know how big this is, but you literally post the chapters of your book on your Facebook, right? So she types and then posts it right on the Facebook. And when I tell you the people are on it, they are asking where is the chapter. They trying to figure out what has happened. So give us a rundown about that book and where that came from.
Oh wow. Institutional Love, Lust, Lies, and Scars. I remember I was working at the airport and I was working overnight and I used to be so bored. And at the airport, being a security guard, everybody know the airport don't even play. So the job, that's the easiest job and most paying job that I ever been. When I say that's the easiest money you can make. And what happened was I was sitting there. I used to sit there so bored. And Institutional Love, Lust, Lies, and Scars just came about. Okay. And I was just playing. Like, I just used to hear people talk about, prison love and, things that go on in prison. And, I used to hear about it, read about it. And it just I just basically made up the characters in my head. And I just started writing a book. And it wasn't until I wrote this book that I really discovered my talent.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so take us through the book. Who are the characters? What's going on?
Oh, wow. Juice and Nikki. Nikki is an officer. She's young. But see, what it is was Nikki. And the reason, a lot of people don't know behind this book. Oh, don't forget me as a cast member. She won't. They got to be talking about you. Don't forget.
You're going to see Harvey.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm not
here.
So, Officer Nikki, see, this behind this book is a message behind this book. Okay. It's really a message behind this book. And Juice, Nikki she's 25. And see, a lot of this come from life experience. Okay. Through myself. So I hit key points of some of the things that I went through. Okay. So Nikki comes from a family of she was raised in the church all her life.
Okay.
So she really don't know nothing about the street life.
Wow.
But I was just showing how you can get caught up with lust so fast. Love, lust. That's why I named the book that. So she's 25 young.
Okay.
But she met Warden at the facility, was engaged to him, and she got hooked. She fell in love with inmate Juice. So
now we got Nikki, who is a correctional officer, and we got Juice, who is an inmate. Okay.
This is so good. Who made this, Miss Barbara?
Nah, that's Chef Tony right there.
Oh, wow.
Chef Tony, the one and only.
So those two get connected. She falls in love with the prisoner. Okay. And then what?
She falls in love with inmate Juice. Inmate Juice was the biggest drug dealer in the prison.
But he was dealing drugs in the prison.
He was dealing drugs in the prison. Stuff that goes on stuff that goes on actually in the prisons for real. And he was getting his drugs from a mafia named King, and he was supplying it, supplying Juice. So basically, he was front Juice. Juice was almost working for him. So somehow DEA, the drug enforcement agent, somebody was tipping somebody off. And then Juice, went to, a lot of tips was coming in that Nikki is messing with Juice. A lot of messy stuff started going on with that. So make a long story short, Juice escaped. Juice is now a fugitive on the run. And now Juice didn't know his mom. He wasn't raised by his mom. He was raised by his grandma.
Okay.
So he found his mom. He's hooked up with his mom. When he was on the run, he got hooked up with his mom, and he found out that he never even knew that he had a twin brother.
Oh Lord.
So it's just a whole bunch of stuff. It's just twisted.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
But at this point, how many chapters are you? Where are you with it?
105.
105 chapters she has that people are reading on Facebook, right? And what happens when you don't put up a chapter? Because I've seen it. What happens?
I don't know if some of my fans on here, but they get mad. They get real mad. Like, I don't have no life, so when I be telling them that it's a gift, so it comes to me natural. So a lot of them think the book is already wrote, but in reality, it's not.
Hold on. So you type in the book and posting it at the same time?
Yeah, I do that. I put it in a copyright so nobody, where nobody can't take it, steal it, because it's my, it's my story. So I make sure I do all of, get that, make sure I do what I got to do for that to protect myself. So yeah.
Okay. Now you said that you want to do a 12-state book tour.
Yeah.
So what book will we be doing the tour for?
Really, it's going to be all of them. It's going to be Street Witness 1, 2, and then this book.
Okay, so Street Witness has a 2.
Yeah, part 2.
Okay, that's out.
No, I didn't release that one yet.
Okay. Trying to burn my tongue. I'm trying to eat this stuff so quick. Y'all have to excuse me. Give me a minute. This is burning. It's good though.
What is
Sweet
it?
potato casserole. Girl with pecans. Oh my God, the bomb. Got a nice little crush right here. They did that. So Damekio, through all of this, how do you keep the faith that everything that God has promised you and all your heart desires, how do you keep the faith that they will manifest?
You gotta believe. You gotta believe, and you gotta keep going, no matter what it looked like. I pray, and I keep going, and I don't get me wrong. I come to the point where sometimes I be like, forget it. It just be seeming like, because I hate to say this, but it's just like what me and you was talking about. It's just like I posted something about I posted a quote that I see, a memo that I seen on Facebook the other day, and it said people don't support talent; they support popularity.
That's true. Okay,
and that's true. Right. It's true. And it wasn't until I reached out to this girl on Facebook, which her name is Brianna Smith. She's from Ohio, and she actually went viral with over probably 500,000 followers within 2 days.
Oh, wow.
And I reached out to her and I talked to her and and that's how my book, I gained a lot of followers was through her. Mm-hmm. And I thank God for that. I really respect her.
So it sounds like Ohio is where you'll be doing the book signing.
No, not Ohio. No. No. Okay. I will be doing my first book signing in Texas. Yeah. Texas.
Why Texas?
Texas, because that's where a lot of my followers from. Because I was looking every time I asked them to post. I don't know if you look on it when you see that I post.
I have.
Yeah, I say, hey, come in. Yeah, and most of my followers, a lot of my followers is from Texas.
So let's stop right here because here's something that I've had. So this week, the past 2 weeks, I've been strongly meditating and praying because one of the things I said that this year I wanted to do was just be able to focus and hear from God, right? Because he gives me visions, but sometimes they're not clear. Mm-hmm. And so I told God, this is me because me and God have a conversation like this. I told God, I need you to be clear with me like you was clear with Moses. I mean, like you was clear with Noah. I need you to tell me how big this thing need to be. You know, God told Noah how big the ark needed to be. He told him 2 by 2 for the animals. Every animal. You know, so he was specific in what he wanted him to do. So that was my prayer. And that was why I was meditating. But he also told me some other things that I was going to need to do. And some of those things involved leaving Florida. And when I was told that I had to leave Florida, I was like, no. I need to be here because this is where I need to do work. Right? But you just hit on something where you said your followers are in Texas. They're not even in Orlando. You have people in Orlando, but the majority of your people are in Texas. Right? So what that says is sometimes you have to step outside of your comfort zone. You have to be willing to go where you don't really know anybody and do what you've been called to do. Even in the Bible when they talk about Jesus, remember Jesus wasn't received in his own home.
And I don't mean to cut you off, but that's what I'm in the process of doing. I will be leaving Florida. I will be moving to another state. Yeah.
Because sometimes you have to go. Yeah. You have to go where you've been called to go because, again, our vision is very small. We think it's our zip code, right? God has the whole world. Mm-hmm. So sometimes you have to go out and touch other people. And in the process of touching other people, you may hit back home, but that might not be your assignment.
It's not.
It might not be your assignment. So we totally support you going to Texas. She will be doing the book signing here in Orlando, though. Before she go, because we got.
Well, I'm not moving to Texas.
Right.
I'm just doing a book signing in Texas.
Okay. So, and then that so I think one of the things that I did a video this week and you kind of posted on was when I was talking about how old were you had your first child?
21.
You were 21. Okay, so you were a bit older, but you were still young.
Yeah.
And I think one of the things that I know for myself is I had my first child when I was 17, and so at 17, I kind of lost focus. Not necessarily lost focus, but my focus shifted. Because I knew 2 things. I knew that I wanted to be a good mama. And I knew I couldn't be that mama that left her kids with her mama and her grandmama. Because they weren't going for it and that wasn't me, right? So my whole life has been based on taking care of kids.
Right.
Living for kids, right? And so here I am, again, like you, 37 years old, trying to figure out what I'm going to do now, and you said me. So what was that? Where were you at that point where you were saying, when I said, how many of us have put things on hold because we had to take care of kids or we had to do whatever? You said me. What was that like for you?
Oh, just putting things on hold? What was it like for me putting things on hold?
I mean, take us through it because you were 21 years old.
Yeah, you were 21 years old, but it wasn't until I experienced what I experienced to even walk in what I really wanted to do, and that was right. So, what it was like, that's a hard question. I'm trying to get that together. What it was like.
I mean, what was your experience like? For me, I had the support of my family, but I just felt like this. Like if this is the room, this was it. Like my imagination and my vision and my desires could go straight up to this ceiling and back. I could not go beyond that because I always felt like I had something on my leg or my arm that was saying, come back. Kind of like think of a helium balloon that if it's not tied to something stationary, it floats off.
Right.
I wasn't able to float off. I always had to stay focused. Right.
Okay, for me, I just think I think it got a lot to do with my family, my mom. You know, I'm so close to my mom, and I do it now. Now I understand what you were saying. Now it's just like I've been wanting to leave. God had been spoke to me numerous of times, numerous. Leave, directing me there, open doors for me and everything. And I think because I'm so close with my mom, that alone held me back a lot. And then when I do leave, I'll leave my oldest too. Okay. Because my mom is so close with my oldest, and then the one who father I lost, his dad is close with him. Okay. And that's all he got. So I will always have to take the two little ones, but leave them. And I felt like that was a part of the reason why I will come back. I will be there, and then I'll come back. You know, because I'm missing my mom. I'm missing my kids. Like, I supposed to been out of Florida the beginning of January. Okay. But what helped me
January of
the first of the year, I was out of here. Okay. I was out of here. God had lied everything. Wow. Yeah, and I'm still here. But this time I'm not gonna let nothing hold me back. Okay. Because good. God keeps saying, okay, you still waiting. Right. You still waiting. You still right. waiting. So I'm to the point where I'm just gonna even if it takes me not telling my mom, I'm gonna have to do it.
So before we wrap this up, I want you to look at the phone, and I want you to hey Teresa, thank you for joining. There's somebody who's watching right now who has some internal dreams, some desires. They've been given a vision, and they're scared to step out on faith. What would you say to that person?
Pray, ask God. You ask God to walk you into your purpose. You believe, you have faith, and you keep going. You just go for it. You go for it without looking back. You know, you gotta motivate yourself every day, daily. You have to pat yourself on the back when others ain't patting you on the back. You have to motivate you even when others ain't motivating you. No matter what the shares, no matter what the likes, and that's where I'm at. I don't even look at the likes. I don't even look at shares. It takes for somebody else to tell me, oh, you did that. You got this minute. I don't even look at it. I just step out on faith. I just keep going. I don't worry about what he say, they say. It ain't about what he say, they say, you say. It's about what God say. So I just keep going. And the most thing is just believe in you, and most importantly, just have faith. Absolutely. Because God said he would never leave you nor forsake you. So just keep going.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Well, we're going to wrap this episode up. Before we go, most of you who follow me know that I don't think a vision is complete without a vision certificate. Wow. So this is your vision certificate. It says, congratulations, Damekio Gardner, on birthing your vision of being an author and business owner. MiShara Bianca, the Vision Midwife, presents her certificate on this 8th day of February in the year 2018. So congratulations.
Thank you.
That is actually for you. I feel like every vision needs a certificate, just like every baby needs a birth certificate. Right? Yes. So that is it for this episode of Envision. I want to thank you all for sharing and tuning in with us and joining us as we eat. We want to thank 301 Cafe. If you've not been to 301 Cafe, come on down and get you some of this food. It is really, really good. It has burnt the roof of my mouth because I've been eating so quick. But it was really good. We have some other things that will be coming up, and I'll be sharing that soon. Make sure you tune in for our next visionary. I'll let you know who that is shortly. Damekio, just keep the seafood bowls coming. That means you at work ordering seafood, Teresa.
That's my koi.
Yes, girl, I used to work with her. So you want off no koi ordering seafood. The courthouse? Yes. Yes.
Hey, Teresa, y'all ordering from me tomorrow?
Hustler.
Y'all make sure y'all order for Teresa, if you get me some orders, I'll give you 3 bowls for free. So you better order.
Girl, Teresa, you better order that seafood. As a matter of fact, I think I got an appointment there, so I'll be there tomorrow to get my seafood as well. But we're going to go. We're going to finish eating, and we're going to wrap up here. Again, thank you for tuning in with us. Make sure you join me in 2 weeks back here at 301 Cafe as I go live with the next visionary. Have a great evening, guys.
Bye-bye.